It feels like half of our team has 5-star potential, boys and girls, and there's obviously just not enough players and just not enough places for everyone to get some game time. So this is what you do when you feel like you can't improve your team and everyone is a wonder kid. Welcome back to the 11th season of the Queen's Park Save, where today we have an incredible squad and we are trying to find a way to win the Champions League and, of course, the Cinch Premiership for the 4th year in a row. I'm just double checking that to make sure I'm correct. Past winners, 4th year. Yeah, 4th year in a row to make sure that the board is happy and so that I can finally feel like I've accomplished my goal of winning the Champions League, because that is what we wanted to do when we set ourselves out for the save. Obviously, we have made a ton of signings and a ton of sales. Actually, signings might be a bit on the lackluster side because we are going over what you do when your team is incredible. When you have been like 10 years into a save, every single player you have handpicked and they are good players because of that. What do? Well, we're about to go over it, but smash the like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's jump into it. So, the problem was that we had lots of youngsters that deserved game time, and I guess what did we do in terms of transfers? So, well, starting off last season, I don't know if we actually ended up selling anyone. Did we? I mean, these two youngsters left the club, but nothing really noteworthy. We did bring in some people at the end of last season. Ian Hope has come back, mainly just for Champions League registration reasons, so that we have one more player in there because he is homegrown at club. He took a spell over at Hearts after we sold him and then went to the Championship last year. I mean, he's okay. He's not incredible, but he'll be okay. Just as like a reserve rotation player. We brought in another youngster who looks incredible as a central midfielder for the future. 4.5-star potential, only £2.5 million. Yes, I do keep finding them, and yes, I do keep signing them. Then we paid £1.8 million for Jamie Sinclair because I thought he was going to be considered homegrown. But not at club, obviously, but homegrown in general. He is not. I don't understand why. It's really frustrated me. I thought he was, there for years, but he's I don't know, like if we go to the registration for the Champions League, he's not there. Oh, no, he is. My bad. It was Angus Ward. Oh, we've signed this guy in the future. I thought he was going to be homegrown. Actually, I don't know why I thought he was going to be homegrown. He's from Manchester United, but he's another free player from Scotland. It's good to have some Scottish lads in there. Ignore what I said about Sinclair. Sinclair, good signing. Another player for the Champions League, and he does have decent stats. Signings, you see, is a bit on the lackluster side, and especially the fees. So the sales are what we're going to go over first. Actually, no, the signings are what we're going to go over first for once. Domingue, who we talked about last year because he won the Championship Player of the Season, signed him on a free. Looks like he has pretty good stats. Definitely a winger, not an inside forward. But I like having that versatility. 25 years of age, brings a lot to the table. Don't mind it. Ward is the player that cannot be registered, but good stats and is a free transfer. I'm not whinging about that at all. Onishi is a Japanese player that we have loaned out to West Ham, and he is a great pickup for just £3.6 million and 5-star potential once again. Then we've got Gill coming in on loan, and he is 4.5-star potential. We are potentially going to be able to sign him at the end of the loan spell for £12 million, but he didn't want to sign right now, so I'm hoping at the end of it he does want to sign for that cheap fee. 19 tackling. Need I say more? 18 years of age. Fingers crossed he comes. And then last but not least, John Jong Min is a right back option for just £2.5 million, 2.2, sorry, and I expect him to be quite good. He's a leading Cinch Premiership player, and for that fee, I couldn't say no. We'll sell him for a profit in the future at the very least. Very nice pickup. So, we have a stack lined up with that. And you are now wondering, Raxo, what is the issue? Why didn't you sign players? Well, first of all, our financial situation has been all over the place for a while. Yes, it is now sorted out. But the decision I came up with is that we didn't need more players. Our team is incredible. We have stacked players for every single position, apart from maybe the centre-back position now, but we'll go over that in a second. But every single position, we have top quality players. We have two strikers, Sanchez and Salak. Then on the right-hand side, we had Sanchez and Salak as well. Cavalier also knocking on the door. In Cam, we have Grant, Gaspar and Steele, who are all really good players. And if they're not amazing players, they have incredible potentials. On the left-hand side, we have Millwood. And then we also have players coming through the ranks like Arkbus. Then in central midfield, we have Edenilson, Farrell, Brady, and then a bunch of youngsters coming through the ranks. At CDM, we did have Turkson. He has gone. I will go over that in a second. But now Thielman there. Then Salah, Willens, who, to be fair, is first choice in other positions, but I'll explain that to you in a second. Gaspo can do the job. So CDM probably the only position that we need to work on. But like centre midfield, as I said before, stacked there. So just turn that into a central midfielder and we'll be fine. Willens, Hernandez, John Min, and right back. We're stacked. Dredge can play there. Centre back, we've got Webster, Kaiki, Dredge, Gill, Thielman who can play there, as well as a bunch of other players that I have loaned out. I will go over that in a second. Left back, we're training Salah to play there. And I think it makes perfect sense. If you look at his stats, complete wingback, he's potentially the best in the world. And he hasn't been starting for us. And he's better than Nowitzki if you compare him. I mean, and I just learnt this, by the way, boys and girls. Did you know when you compare players, you can highlight for attributes? Why I never check that, I will never know. But look at this. Salah is better in just about everything. Teamwork, concentration are the only things that Salah is worse at. But yeah, so he's going to be our starting left back eventually. Bruce as well. And then in goalkeeper, yes, there's the one position. If a good goalkeeper came up, I would have signed them, but they didn't come up, unfortunately. And McKenna still does not have a face. Please tell me how to fix it. It is really, really bothering me. But you want to know what we actually did in terms of sales. So starting off with, we lined up Thielman and we brought him back because we did have a bit of an issue with defensive midfielders and central midfielders, as we'll see in the future. Salazar has gone out on loan, apparently going to start for Real Madrid. He's not currently starting despite playing 2 games, one off the bench though, which is odd. Fingers crossed that picks up, but we're getting £2.8 million in loan fees, so you can't complain about that. Then our young centre-back has gone out on loan once again, probably as a last loan, and then he'll become more of a regular player. Might even be recalled if he's not playing that well. Then we've loaned out this right winger who I want to train into a striker because he's 6'6" at Hull. Scored a goal already, so can't complain about that. Then sold 2 youngsters that were pretty average, Brady being one of them for 700k. Happy to get some money for him. Then we loaned out this striker who actually wants to leave the club, to be fair. But if he can tear up in Marseille, I wouldn't complain about that at all. Neil Carr has gone out on loan, probably his last chance to become a decent player for us. Hopefully we can sell him for money in the future. Harvey, I was gutted to have to sell him, but I looked at the players we had and looked at the potential this guy had, and I just thought he was a no-brainer really in the end to sell. He's got really good stats though, but £30 million for £4.5 million that we paid for him, it's a great fee. I mean, you can't whinge and moan, so I'm not going to sit here and whinge and moan. Lukowski wanted the loan. He whinged very much so, as well as other people. Oh, that's the thing. So many people whinged. Greg Grant whinged, despite the fact that we just signed him on a new contract. Turkson started whinging. Salah is whinging. Webster is whinging. McKenna is whinging. Nowitzki is whinging. Who else is whinging? Gaspar's whinging. I think that's all the whingers at this current moment in time. But mate, that is a lot of whingers. So some of them just had to go because the dynamics of the club are going to take a hit at some point very soon. And as you know in Football Manager, they are crucial. So some people just had to go. And Lukowski was one of them, loaned out. Maybe not my best decision ever, but he will get some game time. And hopefully we'll get his, well, to be fair, it does have a huge wage of £57,000. They're paying that. So, I mean, a bit of a win there. Maul has also been sold for £27 million. A bit gutted about that. But again, in comparison to the players, he just didn't have the potential. So he has been sold despite being a great player. Turkson kicked up a fuss and £72 million came in for him. And I just thought, yeah, okay, we'll take it. And he's left the club. Gutted to see him go because he is like a top quality elite midfielder. But when that money comes and if they're whinging, I will not say no. Then Onishi went out on loan. And the reason why I sent him out on loan, despite the fact that we have a bit of a CDM central midfielder issue, is that, well, I didn't think West Ham would come in with a starting player role for him. And they play in the Premier League and also I'm making money from it. I was just like, I can't say no to that, can I? So it's great development for him. So hopefully he does do well out there. And then we loaned out another youngster who I'm trying to sell, to be fair. Which leaves our squad pretty stacked across the board, looking like this. So we are about to go into our first Champions League game of the season against Barcelona. A very challenging one to start off with, but a test to see how good we are. But the team just is covered with youngsters that have so much potential and so much ability. So I shouldn't really be whinging. But mate, it is difficult to make decisions about who's going to start. and currently with a bit of an injury situation with the centre backs. Tillman is starting in there with Webster. Webster incredible, but we've got an injury to Hernandez. Then Willens. Bruce has only just come back. Kaiki's barely back at this current moment in time. He should not be playing actually. Nowitzki's just come back. Bruce, as I said, in the starting lineup, but I mean, not really top quality fitness. But we still have an incredible team. It's just, I don't know, tough decisions were made during the transfer window. And I think we have finally sorted out the financial situation. So if we keep going in this trajectory, we should be fine. It's just whether or not we're going to actually develop these players that we've put money on developing, and whether or not the players that are meant to be the star players are going to perform as star players in the top stage, which is, of course, the Champions League. Kobayashi does need to be sold too, because he's kicked up a fuss, but we never got £30 million. But the tough thing is, like, with all these players that got whinged about, they're like incredible players. Like, you look at Saleh, 5-star potential. You look at Greg Grant, we know how good he is. You look at, like, even Farrell had bids come in quite a lot. And then also, where is he? Brady had bids come in quite a lot. This is a player that we loaned out last season and signed last season. So, again, very good player. But none of the bids are of the quality that they should be. Like, we got £28 million bid from Tottenham for Greg Grant, and then he whinged about it. And I'm like, mate, you are potentially one of the best players in world football. I am not selling you for that low. That is the frustrating thing. And that's why Turkson was actually the player that ended up leaving, because he was the only one that got a half-decent bid in there. But I've been talking for long enough. The plan is to give lots of these youngsters game time. And it's not going to come in this game against Barcelona, but it is going to come throughout the season with a jam-packed lineup happening. And we did end up losing a game. 2-3 loss at home to Rangers, which was hugely disappointing. But we did out-XG them, outplay them. It just didn't come our way in that game, unfortunately for us. But we're still top of the table. We can potentially go into a good position if we win this game against Barcelona. We're still sticking with the same tactic, just going down to a positive mentality. But with a lot of injuries, the defence is a little bit different to what I would like it to be. But here is Soja, Dredge, who is back, by the way. I forgot to tell you about Dredge. Dredge plays for England, was at Napoli last year. Really, really good player. So he's playing for us this season for sure. Webster, Tillman, Bruce, who's just come back from injury. Saleh would be starting at left back, but we don't actually have any other players that can go into that centre back spot. So Tillman needs to go into that centre back spot, and Bruce needs to go into that left back spot as a result. So, you know, not ideal, but it is what it is. Eden Nilsson. Then we've got Grant, Sanchez, Millwood, Cavalier. Eden Nilsson, another player that was getting bids, but like £50 million bids, and I'm like, this is one of the best midfielders in the world. Like, I'm not accepting that fee, despite the fact that we are in the Scottish League. Like, we are competing, hopefully this season, for the Champions League. I guess we will find out in this game if that claim is correct. Fatty, Victor Roque, who I imagine turned into a very good player. May have mispronounced that name, so I do apologise if I have. But their chance is coming straight away with Pedri and Turkson linking up. Not good to see Turkson playing against us, but I mean, you would expect it. They spent £72 million on him, and even that I do feel was a little bit cheap. But other teams were getting mad when I was saying £80 million. They weren't even offering, so £72 million is what we took. And also his fee that we paid for him was going to increase very soon, because he needed to reach 50 appearances. I was going to have to pay like another £17 million. I thought, if he's whinging, I'm going to have to sell him eventually anyway. So, I don't know. It is what it is. And I'm not disappointed with the fee, but I'm disappointed with this performance so far, boys. Nothing going on here. So we've moved to an attacking mentality, but it still looks like it's Barcelona coming at us. Hopefully we can catch them off here by getting the ball back, winning it, smashing it forward. The midfield clearly just not doing their job right now. With Salah, Fatty, who I think won the Ballon d'Or in recent years, manages just to walk past Salah. Salah doing absolutely nothing there. Need to get him back into the left back position, despite the fact he's not quite perfect there just yet in terms of familiarity. But as we saw before, he has the stats for it for sure. Here is Sanchez against his former club. A bit of another battle within the war going on here today. But we do potentially have this chance going our way as Sanchez gets it again. He's cutting inside, goes for the shot. Comes into Diogo Costa. I was expecting that to be shot a little bit earlier, as you heard me say it earlier. I mean, I'm not furious with the performance, but I'm not chuffed with the amount of chances being created by us. So I'm going to say I'm not happy with the performance and hope that it does something in the second half. And tactical changes are probably going to need to be made if it keeps going this way, because we are being dominated. I don't know if the fight... We can't do fire back, actually, because we're struggling for centre-backs as it is, and Kaiki isn't meant to be coming onto the pitch. But another chance for Barcelona suggests maybe something needs to change. And I am going to change something. And we'll go back to the fire... Oh, no, I don't want that formation. I mean, those tactics. So I don't know why I even trained that tactic, if I'm honest. Move Grant down into a Mazzala. Saleh into a ball-winning midfielder. I really don't have anyone that can play centre-back. I can get Nowitzki at left-back. Yeah, I'll do that. And then Millwood's playing quite bad. Ian Hope, I don't want to bring Ian Hope on. I mean, he's not really meant to be playing. He's meant to just round out the numbers in case we get a lot of injuries. That's why we signed him on a free for just about nothing per week. Who can actually play in that? Well, Sanchez can play both sides. Actually, Cavalier can definitely play there. Salek is knackered, so I can't really bring him on. We could actually bring Greg Grant into striker, which is not something we've done before, but we'll give it a crack. And let's get Gaspar into that midfield spot. Edenilson can hold on. Cavalier might play a wee bit different in that central midfield spot, so let's see how this goes. Staying on the positive mentality and hoping that tactical change makes some sort of an impact. Maybe Saleh as the ball-winning midfielder will win it a bit more for us, give us some more opportunities, or at least just shock the defence with something different going on. We do have an extra shot there, which you can't complain about, and could see a highlight coming our way right here, right now, as Saleh has the ball. Webster trying to move it. And by the way, sorry, that Dredge man, definitely more of a centre-back in my opinion, but again, right-backs are an issue too, so that's not a penalty. I did not see anything in there. But Anthony Taylor has blown for a penalty. Anthony Taylor's still knocking about, mate. That is impressive. It is a penalty. What on earth has happened there? Well, that's disappointing. Souza, be a hero. He's not a hero. It's in the bottom right-hand corner. I mean, we are, to be fair, at the Camp Nou. We'd expect this to be a challenging game, but I just want to see a little something more from us here. I want to see us competing. Like we got knocked out by Real Madrid last year by the skin of our teeth. You know, like we were one goal down in a very tight two-legged fixture. And actually, if I had a better tactic in that first game, who knows what would have happened. Apologies that the game is a little bit glitchy today. I don't really know why it's doing that, but maybe something running in the background. No, I've got nothing running in the background for my laptop actually, but you know, sometimes it just overheating. I have no idea. But anyway, focusing on the game at hand, and Gaspar, that is the chance that we need. A draw here is now a very good performance based upon what we've been seeing. And Leicester City in the Champions League, can we just talk about that for a second? That is unexpected to say the least. A couple of these teams are a little unexpected to see. Everton in here. Who else is chilling out in the Champions League that we wouldn't expect? Wolfsburg. Then we've got, who else? I mean, that's about it, to be fair. But, you know, still impressive to see. But it's them attacking once again. That's not impressive to see for us. It's not going the way that I was saying when I said at the start of this game that I thought that we were going to be competing for the Champions League this year. And it drops down to Fatty, Tillman, lots of players playing not quite in their preferred positions. And it's just not going our way today. And you can't expect that with such a tired, injured side, but I don't know, maybe that Turkson sale, not the best call. Maybe we needed a new injection of players. I kind of back the boys. Ian Hope is coming on. That is the position we're in. If he scores, it will be something to talk about for sure. No one can really come on for anyone here. That's the issue. I did think about my registration, but we're being hit with defensive injuries right now. Lukowski should not have been loaned out in hindsight, but he was kicking up a fuss. Or at the very least, I should have recalled the other dude. I really should have. The Spanish guy, I can never know how to say his name, but I should have recalled him in hindsight. He's definitely got the quality to play. And Tal maybe should have been registered. I don't know, boys and girls. I'm clearly not doing a good job here this season. I'm in my 11th year with this club, and I would expect us to be really knocking on the door of the Champions League. And I guess I'm panicking out of nowhere. I often do that in the first game. You always see me panic, and then I'll come back halfway through the season. I go, oh, it's actually going quite well now. But our Champions League games this year have not been quite as nicely drawn. Last year we versed some seriously easy ones, but now it's Borussia Dortmund, Liga, who, to be fair, is an easier one. Freiburg, which should be an easy one. But then Man City, RB Leipzig, Leicester, and Sevilla. Like, there's no real dud in there apart from Liga. And even that's away from home, which I still wouldn't expect to cause an upset. But you know what I mean. We don't have any days off. Oh, boys and girls. Interesting decisions from myself during the transfer window. I'm now seeing, and I was bragging about it in the intro, can he be recalled? No, it needs to be during the transfer window. Bad decisions. I actually thought about recalling him too, and I should have. Well, I'm sure we'll be fine, but defensively is where we need help, and defensively is where we're lacking. So right now, we'll move forward. See you during the January transfer window. I'm going to go play a game of real football, and hopefully it's a better result than that one. I told you Greg Grant was good, boys and girls. He's come second in the world Golden Ball. You're going to have to take my word on this one. He was the 41st best player in the world for the Goal 50, the only player in our team to make an appearance in there. And then, he's in the World Team of the Year. Look at that. I mean, he's not on the starting lineup, but he's on the bench with Kylian Mbappe, Musiala, Simmons, Balde, Saliba, and Diogo Costa. I mean, it's not bad company for a man that looks like he might be the only regen in the entire team. I think he is. Greg Grant. He's a world-class player. He is also an unhappy player, but we'll go over that in a second. You guys want to know what has happened since last time we saw each other? It is the 4th of February. Of course, the January transfer window has closed, but you can see we're mainly just winning games here. We drew one against Sevilla, which was really annoying. We drew one against Falkirk, which was really annoying. We lost to Celtic, and earlier in the year, you know that we lost to Rangers. But we did manage to get into the top 8 for the Champions League once again, so 7th place, not too bad at all. Top of the league by a good distance, 15 points, and we have made some transfers. Quite a few, because you know we didn't really do much in the other transfer window, so we have a lot less profit now, but we're still kind of just chilling with the money that we have in our account, because we know that this financial situation of the club relies on us selling players, and I mean, that's exactly what we've done. One of them, I didn't mean to sell, so we're going to go over those sales first. So, in the January transfer window, we sold Gonzalo Sanchez, and I didn't mean to. He had a release clause. I forgot when we signed him, he wasn't that keen on signing, so we had to put in a release clause, and it was activated. It was really cheap, £66 million. I like to tell myself that he has been wanted by teams for like a really long time, so I like to tell myself that even if I tried to negotiate the contract earlier, he still would have said no because he was interested in those clubs. But I'm going to be honest with you, boys and girls, I probably could have tried to renegotiate a contract with him 6 months ago and gotten rid of that release clause, but instead he's gone to Real Madrid and he is considered one of the best players in the world at this point in time. He was doing insanely good for us, potentially better, and I'm going to say this quietly, than Greg Grant. 22 games, 18 goals, 7 assists, and then in the Champions League, also doing very well, 5 goals, 2 assists, and 6 appearances. And then in the Cup, 1 goal, 2 assists, and 1 appearance. This guy was on another level, and he is gone. And definitely playing him striker was the way to go, but he is not here anymore. So Gonzalo Sanchez, unfortunately, has left, but we can't whinge. It was still... No, we can whinge. We can absolutely whinge. He was one of the best players of all time. But he has brought in profit for us, £66 million, which is £16 million worth of profit. So, I mean, you can live with that. We did loan out Keith Steele as well, the youngster that we brought in from Kilmarnock for £16 million. A really, really good player. He just needs more game time. So he's gone to the Premier League to start for Crystal Palace at the age of 19. That is an outrageous feat. And then we also loaned out this youngster, who I'm trying to play on the left-hand side, to Borussia Mönchengladbach, and he is also starting some games. And then last but not least, in terms of the loaning, we called back Salazar from his Real Madrid loan, and we now loaned him out to Hertha Berlin because he was getting no appearances at Real Madrid, and he is now getting plenty of appearances at Hertha Berlin. Sorry if you hear me move my microphone there. I did just move my microphone. And last but not least, our last sale was Cesar Hernandez, who was that American dude that we brought in because he was one of the best players in the world in terms of potential, but he never quite reached that potential. And we did have other rotation options at right back, especially with signing that new Korean guy. So he is sold, £15 million. He didn't want to stay around, so I'm happy to get rid of him. And now we have finally made some decent signings. All of these signings have come to the club. And, I'm at the point where I don't even need to, tell you about them because you can't spoil it. They're all regions. You don't know if they exist. You don't know if they're good. They are good. The first one was just £10 million for a man that looks like he has the ability of someone worth about £40 million. 3-star current ability, 4-star, I don't think tells the whole story, with 16 crossing, 17 dribbling, 15 first touch, 15 stamina, 18 natural fitness. Really good stats across the board. And he has already started a couple of games for us. Has he? Has he actually? Has he, Rexo? Yeah, he's played in the cup. I knew he'd started some games. 2 assists. And then, of course, in his league, he was tearing it up. So I love to bring him to the club, and I think he is going to be a pretty good rotation option for a long time. But I don't know. I feel like his stats could be pushing for that first team spots. He is a very good signing, to say the least. Next in, 18 years of age, £7 million for this man. His stats are only going to get better, and he is already looking very tasty. Right wing, left wing, striker. I reckon for me, he's more of a right/left wing, but I like what he can do in the striker ability too. I just like to have someone a wee bit taller. But he is very good. Comes in with a lot of experience down in the Czech league, and he's tearing that up, so we had to bring him in. He was wanted by some huge clubs and another 5-star potential. Very happy to welcome him into the team, and he is going to do some good things. You see the £36 million, you think, Raxo, that must be the biggest one. Well, I'm going to tell you about this one last. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Just what, £8.5 million, 20 years of age. I will admit, I do think it is a little bit flattering to give him 4-star current ability. Because I would say his best position is midfield. I don't know how they think his best position is wing. I mean, it's okay. Like, the 20 agility is cool, but I mean, maybe as a winger, but I don't really need more wingers. So central midfield is where I'm planning on playing him. And he's okay. Like, he's got 5-star potential and he's a wonder kid. So, I mean, I'd definitely take him. But he's not going to be starting a whole lot of games anytime soon. But welcome to the club, Espana. I'm really happy to welcome him. It's such a cheap fee. And then last but not least, £36 million. He was on the transfer list. It is a man by the name of Bunyard. And Bunyard has a 3-star current ability. And I don't think that tells the whole story of a player that can do a lot in terms of that attacking front three. Left wing, cam, right wing. 15 dribbling, 16 first touch, 16 technique, 15 teamwork, 15 pace, 16 flair, 15 composure, 16 balance, 16 agility. I just think across the board he's really good. Model citizen as well. I will admit as well, they did actually think he'd have 5-star potential. Didn't quite end up happening. But he has already scored a goal for us, already looking like a very good player, and his value hasn't incredibly dropped. So, I mean, I'll take it. I think he brings a bit to the board, and I do think he is better than that Montenegro player that we brought in. If you compare the two of them, I think he is the better of the two. So I'm happy that I have him. So now our lineup without Sanchez is looking like this. Cavalier slots straight into that striker spot with another incredible season off the bench and as a rotation option. So to be fair, he probably does deserve that striker spot at some point in time, and he has gotten it now. Millwood, Grant, Oban, Edenilson, Thielman is starting in that CDM spot, and he has made it his own since he came back from loan. With Salah at left back, I've kind of realised with Salah at left back now, Nowitzki's not great. He's really not. Like, look at his stats. He's still got 8 dribbling. I mean, probably should have been focusing on that for years, and actually I've got him training as a... That's stupid. We need to change that as a wing back, because I assume at one point we were trying to go with wing backs and maybe he didn't have the ability to do it. But let's get him on dribbling again, because he needs to get better at dribbling. Ball control, I assume. Yeah, ball control. There we go. But he's very, very average. And we were getting bids from around the £30 million mark, but we paid 42 for him, so I didn't want to accept them. But if we get something that we even lose a couple of mil on him, I think it is valid, because he was meant to have a really high potential. It just hasn't really happened. I don't want to keep him around for too much longer. Nowitzki, he's average. I actually prefer Bruce, is the sad thing. I love Bruce, but yeah, Nowitzki, not quite my man at the moment. But Kaiki, Webster, Willens and Souza still keeping all those spots, with the bench looking like this. McKenna and Dredge, who is continuing to play for England, which is confusing to me because he is nowhere near as good as Kaiki and Webster, in my opinion. Bruce and Nowitzki, who I've gone over. Nowitzki, to be fair to him, can play that CDM role, which is quite handy, if I'm being honest. Brady, who has now also been trained to play that CDM role, so he is very good in that sense and still has 5-star potential. Love what Dean Brady brings to the table. Farrell, who you know all about and is continuing to play well off the bench. Not quite as good as in Nilsson, but decent. Thiago Gaspar has torn up this league. He is playing all the time because I don't know, I'm sure I would have told you. Greg Grant gets tired continuously, man. Just like constantly. He plays one game and then he can't play the next. So Gaspar comes in and does a good job. Then we have Bunyard in the right wing / left wing spot on the bench. And Kobayashi, despite the fact that he has desired to leave, and we got a £30 million bid for him, which I did initially accept, I've rejected it, and I'm going to try and convince him to stay. Now, if I don't convince him to stay by the end of the year, I will sell him because his contract is expiring, and right now he will not renegotiate because he is unhappy at the club, of course. But I'm thinking if I play him as a rotation option, I play him a bit more. He might be interested in extending his contract with us because there is no strikers out there anymore for £30 million that are as good as this man. I know that I do have a lot of youth players that can play striker that are either loaned out or sitting right on the bench right now. But I just feel like his stats in terms of this three, the 18 dribbling, the 17 finishing, and the 16 first touch, is on another level. And he should be our best second option. So for now, we're going to keep him in and keep playing him. But I don't know, if he continues to kick up a fuss, he probably will be sold. Oh, Gill is also going to be definitely joining on a permanent at the end of his loan, despite the fact that his potential has gone down. I still think he is a good signing. And the bench and the loans and the reserves, it's stacked too. So we have a decent squad to talk about, and we are doing well in both competitions. So I quite like doing this update here. I will play a game later on because this gives me the chance to do exactly that. So I'll probably will skip the UEFA round 16, hoping that we go through to the next round against one of these teams, and then I might cover the quarterfinal because we still are yet to progress further than the quarterfinal. Fingers crossed we don't get Real Madrid again, and fingers crossed we can do exactly that. Go to the quarterfinal, win it, and finally reach a semi-final, because I've started to have to promise some of my players that we will go far in the Champions League. So yeah, we're needing to improve. This has absolutely got to be our best chance to go into the semi-finals we've ever had. 3-3 in the home league, first league on aggregate, and we dominated this side. But a lot has happened since last time we saw each other. First of all, we beat Newcastle 6-1 on aggregate to go to the quarterfinals. Then, of course, we drew 3-3, and now we're looking to either verse Real Madrid or Inter. Hopefully Inter, if we make it through, but we need to make it through to start with. Secondly, we won the league again in the exact same fashion as last time. Just before, on the final game of the season, before we go into the championship group, we are now the champion, so we don't have to worry about the league. The Scottish Cup, we're in the semi-final as well. Oh, and I forgot to say, VF Play Cup, we managed to win. So we're going for a quad at the moment, boys and girls. Already won the league, already won the VF Play Cup. Scottish Cup, I feel like, is coming our way. The Champions League could put the cherry on top to make this an incredible season. And if we win the Champions League, that is when I'm ending this series. I just want to win that trophy. And this is the lineup that we're going with for it. A strong 11. Slightly tweaked tactic, but I forgot. I want to show you what happened in the last game. 3-3, but it doesn't tell the whole story. Look at the dominance. 3 XG to us, 1.7 to them, and I'm pretty sure one of their goals was a penalty, if memory serves me correct. No, one of them wasn't a penalty. One of them, Souza, kicked it up against their player, and it just drifted into the back of the net. Very frustrating. So we dominated them. We didn't deserve to draw. We should have won by 1 or 2 goals. So I'm not mixing it up too much in the second leg. We've got the same 11. We've just changed the tactic from our attacking 4-3-3 to our slightly less attacking. The only difference is now we don't run at the defence. We play with a slightly more direct passing, and we don't step up as high with our defensive line. Aside from that, it's the exact same. And I think it just will allow us to defend a little better against a side that clearly is not bad at scoring goals. I've got some of the best players in the world, and we really did deserve to beat them in the last game. Away from home now, yes, we have made it challenging for ourselves. But as I've said, it is our best chance to go into the semi-finals. And we have actually versus AC Milan in the quarterfinals before, lost like 6-4, 6-2, on aggregate. We were nowhere near them back there. That was years and years ago. Can we finally do it now? It's time to find out. It is Queen's Park versus AC Milan to go to the semi-finals. And the first highlight is going their way. In the red kit, we're in the white. And they are knocking the ball around. Zaire Emery, a very good player. I know one of their strikers is like one of the best players in the world as well. Actually, I think two of their strikers. I'm pretty sure the player that they've got on the right wing was actually the goal top 50 player of the year, which is not Ballon d'Or or FIFA Player of the Year equivalent for Football Manager. But still, you can't be terrible and win that. But we are picking the ball up here. Here's Millwood into Cavalier. If we can score a goal early, that would be incredible. It's not really that exciting of a chance, to be fair, Footy Manager. It's kind of an easy one for the goalkeeper to save. You'd expect him to save it, and he does. Ball comes in, headed away, and that's the end of the first highlight. But at least the highlight went our way. 2 shots to their 0. Not quite dominating position, but that's often the way for us and not really a concern, as long as it doesn't start meaning that they're peppering the goal. 4 shots to us, and here's a highlight with us on the ball. Good Grant into Webster. Greg Grant trying to find it in the mixer, finds it to Oban. Oban plays it into Salah, who's still playing very well in that left back position, and we have a penalty. Please tell me that this is going to VAR and being awarded. I think it did. If it looks like a penalty, it normally is, yes. And here is Greg Grant to put us 2-1 up. Greg, we love you. He's upset because he wants to go to Tottenham. Greg. Yeah, Tottenham, and I shouldn't have said it. I brought it up. And he remembered, yeah, that's right, I don't like this club. I don't even know why he wants to go to Tottenham, but he wants to go to Tottenham. That's why he was unhappy. I forgot to mention that. Told you I was going to talk about it, but I forgot to talk about it. Well, we're still dominating, despite the fact that we missed a penalty. That could really come back and haunt us if we don't manage to win this game. But currently, we are still dominating. And who's taking the free kick? It's Salah. Salah taking the free kick. Often we pass it short, but I think he's going for it from this position. He's taking his time to think about it. Is he going to whip it into the top corner? We don't see free kick goals very often. Oh, and it's hit the woodwork, and I thought it was coming out to Eden Nilsson. I really got more excited as a result of the ball coming back to Eden Nilsson, not because of the post hit, but here they are attacking us on the left-hand side. Plays it back into the mixer, and they score on their first highlight, and that is why you need to score penalties, Greg. And that is why you need to be way more clinical, boys. Oh, for goodness sake, you just knew that was going to happen. You knew that you'd see 3 of our highlights and one of theirs, and their one was going to be a goal. We have great defenders too. Like, I don't understand why we keep conceding to this team. Oh, 1-0 down at halftime, and we've got to come back. I mean, show me something else in the second half, boys. We need to be scoring goals. We need to do something. We need to actually put it into the back of the net. We have very good substitutes if we need it. Greg Grant playing a terrible racing, but it's Greg Grant. I don't know if he needs to come off. I think we're going to move to the more attacking formation now. Well, the same formation, but the more attacking mentality. Oban has picked up a knock. It's not worth keeping him on if he's not going to be playing to his full potential. So let's get Bunyard on. In the central midfield, I reckon we move Tillman up and have a box-to-box midfielder in there. Eden Nelson can stay as a deep line playmaker. Let's get Gaspar in there because he's an attacking-minded player. Box-to-box will work well for him. Probably not his perfect position, but it will give us more attacking momentum, attacking talent. Potentially a goal. 2 XG coming our way. Come on, boys. That's not even just from a penalty. Penalty is 0.7. And we're still not seeing highlights in this half. We need to score a goal at some point very soon. 22 shots and none of them going in. 75 minutes played and we just need something. Greg Grant picks up an injury, so he's going to have to come off, despite the fact that I would love to keep him on. There's no point if he is completely injured. Farrell's coming on. Move him into the deep line playmaker. I don't want to panic and bring off Millwood. Oh, we need some of our star players on there. I can't do it. Oban's off and Greg Grant's off now. Let's bring Bruce on to that left-hand side. Keep the defensive solidity for the last couple of minutes. We're going to berate them if I can. There we go. Very attacking and highlight. I think it happened before the very attacking. We'll take whatever we can get. I don't care what attacking mentality I was on, as long as it's actually a highlight coming our way. Gaspar, Millwood, cannot get past him. Maybe I should have brought him off, but that's okay. We're going to win it back, and this is going to be our opportunity. It's not looking like it right now as they play down that right-hand side. Well, their left-hand side, our right-hand side. Definitely, you'd say left-hand side because you talk about the attacking side. But anyway, they play it down the right now. Emery, it's going to be their chance, isn't it? I can feel it. And if they score, it's over, isn't it? They hit it. We hit it out, actually. This could be our chance. Gaspar into Millwood. Don't lose it this time. Keep going. Find space. He finds Bunyard. Bunyard looking for players in the mixer. There is Cavalier there. He goes himself. Eden Nelson puts it into the back of the net. And boys and girls, it is 4-4 on aggregate. And the question is, do we stay on the attacking mentality? The answer is yes. We are trying to score a goal. We have the momentum on our side. We are clearly the better of these two sides. You look at the XG across the ties. We just need one lucky opportunity. Put it in the back of the net. Come on. 2 minutes of additional time and we're going to extra time now. Oh, okay. Do we keep the pressure on? I think we sit back a wee bit, actually. I'm happy with how things are going. I think we go back to this mentality because we don't want to lose it. We don't want to lose it. We know they can score on the counter-attack at any point in time, so we don't want to lose it. Millwood is coming off. We're going to bring Kobayashi on. And Eden Nelson is definitely needing a break at some point soon, so he might be making way at some point during the second half. 91 minutes gone. Extra time begun. We need goals. I don't want to take this to penalties. I really don't want to take this to penalties. 100 minutes gone and still nothing happening. I don't even know if our XG has changed, which suggests to me perhaps I should be changing the tactic back to the attacking one. Penalty. That's a penalty. Who's taking it? Cannot have another missed penalty. We cannot have another missed penalty. Cavalier. He won it. He can take it. As long as it's given, it does. I think it looked like a penalty. I think it is a penalty. The biggest pen in our history is not going to Greg Grant. He's not even on the pitch. Cavalier's going to take it. It is a penalty. Come on, Cavalier. Come on, Cavalier. Please put it in the back of the net. Do not miss again. I cannot handle another missed penalty. We can't let it go to penalties. We will not win on penalties. We need to go. Oh my goodness. I wait till the half time. How have we missed 2 pens? Football Manager just does not want me to go into the semi-finals of this Champions League ever. We deserve it. We're earning it. We're just not scoring the chances. Free kick. Gaspar, please. Don't hit the woodwork. Put it in. It goes in. Gaspar, come on. All right. Okay. I was going to move to the attacking mentality. I'm not going to anymore because Gaspar's just put it in to make it 4-5 on aggregate. I am still going to make a tactical change at halftime, and that is going to be to bring off Eden Nelson. Move him back down into that. I don't even know what this role is, but it works really well. And bring Nowitzki on because he is a very defensive-minded player in that left-back position. So I feel like in that, oh my gosh, that would have been terrible. And that CDM position, he'll keep the solidity. I think that's all the substitutes we possibly can do. If we concede now, it's definitely going to penalties. But we just need to hold on. Or actually, if we score, surely we're going through. Gaspar, he's going to whip one in. Can he get onto the noggin of someone? Webster has been known to score a header. Cavalier can be known to score a header too. Webster is trying to rise there. Farrell! We're going to the semi-final of the Champions League for the first time ever. Boys and girls, thank goodness. Despite 2 missed penalties, we've still managed to do it. And I am so relieved. And we could even get another one to add to the tally. This video is going to be long because you best believe I'll be showing you the second leg of that semi-final of the Champions League. Fingers crossed. Oh my gosh, that could have been another penalty, if not another goal from that shot from Bunyard there, but he doesn't quite get it into the back of the net. Great save from the goalkeeper. Please be against Inter. Please do not be against Real Madrid. We know how poorly we've done in history against Real Madrid. Inter, I back ourselves against, especially considering we've dominated Milan this much away from home. We have done incredibly there to manage to win. And it should have been 5-1. It should have been 5-1. And Inter have gone through. We're versing Inter in the semi-final of the Champions League. Boys and girls, this could not have gone better for us. I am so thrilled with this result. Oh my goodness. Let's get confirmation. Who's on the other side? So it's us versing Inter, yes. And then RB Leipzig and PSG. PSG, have they won it in the safe? Yeah, they have. They have pretty recently. You'd expect them to have a good team. I mean, it is PSG. But, I mean, 4th in the Serie A, and AC Milan was 2nd. Have they even won it recently? They haven't won it for years, and AC Milan have been dominating. You'd expect that, well, if we can beat AC Milan, who are 2nd, and have won the Serie A many, many years in a row, we can probably beat Inter Milan. Boys and girls. I know I've said boys and girls about 20 times, but I am excited. Champions League semi-final coming soon. Scottish Cup final probably coming soon. I probably won't show you it because we might go all the way. Another tight affair, another 3-3 draw, and another game where we ended up outscoring them on XG by miles. 2.38 and 0.78. And we only actually managed to get anything out of it. 3-3 draw, so going into the second leg away from home, it's anyone's game. Because of 2 incredibly late goals. One from Kobayashi, one from Brady. 2 substitutes, not linking up, but, scoring the goals to actually give us a shot in the second leg. Because if it was 3-1 like it was in the 82nd minute, I well and truly thought it was over. But with a 0.78 XG, you wouldn't expect it to be happening. We are having to change the tactic just a wee bit because we went for the more attacking-minded one because I thought, well, we're way better than this team, so we'll win it. You might have noticed, Scottish Cup, we lost 2-0, and we rotated it a bit, but not hugely. Okay, actually quite a bit to be fair, but still, I really did think we would come away with a win there. Gaspar missing penalty and Kobayashi missing getting a goal disallowed, so we're out of that. So Champions League is well and truly the focus. The league is over. Well, Champions League is always the focus, but you know what I mean. This is our chance to go to the final and verse PSG in the final for the first time. We have only ever gone this far. This is the first we've ever gone, so huge credit to us. But I want to win this league. I want to win the Champions League, and I want to beat PSG. I think we have the quality to do it. Our team is potentially the best it's ever been. If we still had Sanchez, I would be very confident we would do it. But with us outperforming this Inter side, I think we could have a similar result to what we saw in that AC Milan game. A 3-3 draw, then a 3-1 win. Can we do exactly that? We're about to find out. Let's jump into it. And I'm not going to go over what's happened since last time we saw each other in the league. We haven't lost a single game, but we luckily have our best 11 out there, even though Greg Grant has just come back from an injury. So he's not quite fully match fit, but he is his first game back now. It's Cavalier, Millwood, Grant, Oban, Edenilson, Tillman, Salah, Kaiki, Webster, Willens and Souza with a stacked bench of super subs that may have to come on to make a difference once again. We're going for the mentality that we went with, the same tactic that we went with against AC Milan in that second leg. We did, I think, at some points go to the more attacking one in that game, but we're not doing it right here, right now. Despite the fact that we did dominate them, we do know that they could pop up with a goal at any point in time, because even with a 0.78 XG, apparently they can score 3 goals from that. They've gone with a 5 at the back, which they didn't go with last time. It'll be interesting to see how this game starts off. The first shot, the first highlight is crucial. We need to make sure it's coming our way, but it doesn't look like it is, as they have a corner, and with lots of centre-backs, you'd expect them to be not bad, but they actually go for the short option, look to link it up, and nearly score. Souza actually takes a great save there. You expect that one to go in, if I'm honest. I've seen those ones go in many a time. It's a well-worked routine that we're letting them do again, and they're shooting again way over the bar. You'd think you'd whip it in with having 3 centre-backs, probably able to nod the ball into the back of the net, but early doors, as I said, that first highlight crucial. And it seems like now the game is going their way. 5 shots, this 5 at the back is a different formation. One that, I didn't really account for when I was making my tactical changes, but we'll keep it going for just a little bit longer because this could be our first highlight as Souza collects it from a poor cross. And he throws it out to Kaiki, who has a bit of space, not too many options though. So he plays it all the way back to Souza. Souza's looking to move it forward. He doesn't have a lot of options either. Some players hiding behind others, but he finds Willand into Oban. Oban plays it back to Willand. Willand's trying to find space, and Eden Nilsson. Once we get it past this front 6 people, we've got just a 5-back defence to get it past, and we certainly have enough players in that attacking, 5 that we actually have, 4 that we have, to potentially get it past them and get a serious goal scoring opportunity, as we may do here. Millwood plays it back. Eden Nilsson. Tillman puts it in, and we are now 4-1 up, going to the Champions League final as things stand. But there is a lot more football to be played. And now the question is, do I change the tactic? Do I keep it the same? I mean, that's our first shot. So it's nice to see the XG going our way for once. Tillman scoring the goal, mate. You beauty. He loves to score important goals. Scoring that goal last season to win us the league. And now scoring the goal that could potentially take us to the Champions League final. 40 minutes gone. And yeah, that is our only shot. I don't know if I should be really celebrating because, I mean, we've not dominated the way that we expected to. And Webster actually almost scoring again with our second shot. It comes back out to Saleh. He does lose it though. And I assume that highlight's going to end and we're going to go to half-time. I mean, the only other tactic I have, apart from the five at the back, which I don't really want to do if I'm honest, is the more attacking one. So I just don't think that that's a good idea, but we don't seem to have a lot of the ball. Let's try going shorter passing, see if that does anything to us. I don't know if I want to step up. I just don't think I do. I like the lower defensive line. I think it gives us more defensive solidity, despite the fact that they are clearly playing some decent football with the amount of possession that they've had and the shots that they've had. I'm going to give this a crack and obviously regret it if we concede. But here is another highlight potentially coming our way. It's Millwood looking for a player in the mixer, and this is how we scored our last goal. Is it how we're going to score our one again? But this time, actually, Millwood goes all the way and manages to get a shot at the end. Doesn't find the back of the net, but definitely tests the goalkeeper early doors. And we've seen every single one of our highlights, so at least we are doing well when we have an attacking opportunity, but it doesn't mean that they're not creating attacking opportunities. But to be fair, actually, that's the first shot that I've seen add to the tally in this second half. And now we do have very tight plays, and there we do have us conceding a goal from that corner set piece tactic once again. How are we not defending that? How are we not realising that that is a way that they're scoring? Brady scored off the bench last time, so we're going to bring him on. And actually, we moved it to this formation. It seemed to do wonders for us. So let's go with this. Not have that deep line playmaker. A bit risky, but it's now 1-1. I feel like we can... I don't know if you can say we can afford to be risky, but I feel like we kind of should be risky. Millwood's going to come off as well. Bring Bunyard on, despite the fact that Millwood actually has played pretty well in the highlights, playing down that left-hand side. But I don't know, something about Bunyard that I back for this highlight, back for this game. Even though it's, again, if we concede from this corner routine again, they've done it again, and we're not closing it down. And how can I stop that on defense? I know that I am the manager in this game, but just why is there not someone there? How can I be one? I just want you edge of the area, and B2. I want you play him. I don't know. Just stop that from happening. We've conceded 2 goals from it, and now we have to go attacking. This is ridiculous. I just assumed that would be sorted out in some way, because clearly that's the best corner tactic of all time, because we've conceded twice from it. Absolute idiots. Well, if we get knocked out of the Champions League, I guess it's only myself to blame. But still, that's ridiculous. Okay, attacking mentality's got to be the way. Let's move back to this formation. This tactic. They keep you as a box-to-box. Actually, let's switch them around. Eden Nilsson's definitely more of a box-to-box midfielder. Greg Grant, Salek, and Cavalier. I don't know if any of them... Cavalier's coming off. As I'm saying that, Cavalier's coming off. He's looking nervous. I don't like it. Let's bring Bruce on, and that's all we'll do for now. But we need a goal at some point in time. I'm going to berate them in the hopes that motivates them to do something. They're going to keep that 5 back. I've got 2 players in CDM now, and once again, they have the ball. But we are potentially winning it back here. Yes, Brady does pick it up. And now Brady's running down the left-hand side, straight into traffic though. Not getting anywhere there if you're going to be doing that. We do want to step up a little bit more, get stuck in a bit more in this tactic. So we do win the ball right there, right then. And Ed Nilsson tries to go past him, but again, we're just losing the ball. I mean, I guess we have told them to run at the defence a bit more. But at least we are winning it back. And it comes to Ed Nilsson, who shoots it way over the bar. Never really threatening the goalkeeper at all there. Greg Grant having a terrible day at the office. We need to go very attacking, but a highlight is coming. I think it's happened just before we've gone very attacking. Let's hope that it's going to come our way, as they have the ball in the attacking positions now. We take it off them. Greg Grant, I mean, he loses it immediately, but I like the fight from the captain. They're going to play it through to the striker, aren't they? They're going to find a way through. They have, and they've just marched past everyone, and I don't know how they haven't finished that, because if they do finish that, it's over. And this highlight is coming back. If this is not defended, okay, they did whip it in, and they almost score a header. So corners are basically their method of being dangerous. 5 minutes to go, and just not a lot is happening from us. Well, I guess throwing caution to the wind is a bit kind of what we need to do now. Distribute quickly, step up more, get stuck in. Higher. What? Have I had that as lower engagement this entire time? Oh my gosh. Apparently I don't even know my tactics. Alright, well, only because Ed Nilsson is tired, he's coming off. Actually, Gaspar for the attacking mentality. And those are all the subs we can actually make. Greg Grant, Oban are staying on. They're two key players in our team. 6 minutes additional time. I'm watching it. This is the most important of our entire season, entire series. Boys and girls, I'm not letting fate take its course if I don't get to see everything. Willens is on the ball down the left-hand side. Plays it into Bunyard, who immediately loses it and gets kicked out. Changes may need to be taking place once again. Are we going to be more direct? Are we going to be actually finding players? Am I going to have to move someone else up? I probably will, actually. And they have just absolutely shattered Bunyard there. I would say that's at least a yellow card, personally. Who's in the box? A lot of people. The goalkeeper. Souza, actually. I thought that we had it there. And I imagine Souza's staying up for the corner. Are we going to see an opportunity for Souza once again? It is headed out, but Greg Grant collects it. Just whip it into the box, mate. Webster plays it back to Willens. Willens looking to the left-hand side, not doing anything with it. Finally does pass it to Bruce. Bruce, mildly two-footed play it, but okay, we play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. I'm fine with you being direct here, boys. They are obviously keeping everyone back to try and stop this attack. Grant, Gaspar loses it at the crucial point in time. If he controlled that a wee bit better, it could have been another opportunity for us, but we give it away. And how many? There's 2 minutes and a half. There's got to be another tactical change. We've got to do something. I mean, we are running back to make a difference, but I don't know. Well, let's stop running at the defence. Let's hit early crosses. Let's move Greg Grant to be in attack 2. Play him as a complete forward on that right-hand side. Let's get Gaspar into the attacking midfield spot. Brady, still keep him as a deep line playmaker just to fill that gap. Shadow striker. Attacking. Complete wing back on attack. We're not giving up without a fight, are we? Complete wing back on attack. And I mean, I feel like that's the best I can do. They're attacking. I don't know if I want to focus play down the wings. Let's step up more. And let's just hope we win the ball back at some point soon and score a goal. That's all we can hope for. It cannot get that higher. I can't, apparently. Okay, sweet. 2.5 minutes to go. And I can't even really whinge and say we deserve to be winning, because on paper in this game we don't deserve to be winning at all, but in the last game, the XGs definitely suggest we should have taken this. But it's not going that way at this current point in time. Here is Bunyard, can't win the ball properly, and they're just going to hold on to it for as long as they possibly can, actually play a man through and score a goal. I think he is offside. We're holding on to a player being offside to keep us in the Champions League, which is not ideal. If he's not offside, okay, he is offside, and hopefully that adds a little bit more additional time onto it. Souza, got to get it quickly. 6 minutes and a half maybe, so 1 more minute and a half, but at least we have the ball. Willens, terrible pass. I'm fine with you being direct, but if you're going to play that ball, lift it a wee bit. Oban, That's not a foul. That's just not a foul. He apparently could be he's got a yellow card for that. That's just not a foul. But all right, this is going to be like another 15 seconds added on for that at the least. So I imagine we're going up to 7 minutes now. They smash it long. Souza collects it. Okay, Souza, don't mess about. Just pump it. Pump it forward. Get it forward. So what? We just don't add on time for VAR and time for a free kick. Like they're allowed to just waste a whole minute there. And then, of course, you have to watch nothing happen for about 10 seconds as everyone, not even 10 seconds, about 20 seconds as everyone walks into the change room, which you don't even get to see anyway. That was our best chance by a country mile to date to win the Champions League. We should have beaten Inter so comfortably, and we just haven't. That second performance, man, it was nowhere near our standard, nowhere near what we want to be seeing. And the lack of heart at the end, the lack of chances at the end is just disheartening. The last game is it's big occasions, mate. It's just it is big occasions. We need more experience in big occasions because clearly, look here, like we don't have it. We don't have it. You need to finish more of those chances, and you need to defend better. I don't know if I'm got the wrong defensive mentality going on, but I mean, I guess we are going attacking. But even in that one, was conceding too, and I've changed very little about the tactic to stop us having as much of the ball. We need more experience in the big occasions, boys. I don't know. I don't know if it's really a matter of we need better players. We have incredible players. If you look at the team that started that game, Cavalier, world-class striker, amazing striker. Then we've got Millwood, who is, again, an elite winger. Then we've got Greg Grant, one of the best players in the world and doesn't get the credit for it, an elite forward. Then on right wing, we've got Oben, who was an elite attacking midfielder, one of the best right wingers in the world. Then Eder Nilsson, who was an elite, world-class, midfielder, one of the best midfielders in the world. Thielman, coming through the ranks as one of the best central defensive midfielders of all time in the Scottish League. Probably is the best CDM of all time in the Scottish League, if not one of the best. Willens, I don't know if you can get a better right back. Saleh, since converting to the left back spot, is now probably one of the best left backs in the entire world and has room for improvement. Kaiki, a very, very solid centre back. Potentially the only player that I can say could be improved, and he is still considered an elite centre back. Webster, better than Kaiki, and for some reason isn't considered an elite centre back. He is elite. And then in between the sticks, Souza, I mean, again, maybe the only position that I can actually say needs some strengthening. And really, when you look at it, maybe that's it. If we're conceding, 3 goals from a 0.78 XG, and if we're conceding 3 goals from a 1.7 XG, goalkeeper might need to be changed. And that's the reflection I get from that. I mean, I'm stoked with the performance, and I'm stoked that we've earned a bunch of money for the club. It now means this year we actually didn't need to worry so much about the transfer money coming in, because we've actually gotten quite a bit of income in general. So this season, 105 million in income, and take away 97 from transfer budget, so that's 166 expenditure. No, we still needed to make 61 million extra. We just don't break even here ever, do we? Am I doing that maths wrong? This season, 263 million. This club is not sustainable if I was not absolutely rinsing through the players that we have. I mean, we've got a great budget at the moment, but I mean, it's all transfer budget. I mean, I guess it's up to me. The board trusts me to keep it in check, but yeah, better players is not the answer. Potentially a better tactic, but if we go again next year, we could do it. We really could do it. I'm hoping next year is the year. Inter Milan versus PSG in the final. We're just as good as either of them. Boys and girls, we will simulate to the end of the season and get the wrap up. But I mean, I'm proud of the boys either way. But gutted to lose in that fashion. A domestic double again. A domestic treble would have been brilliant, but it wasn't to be. I love going over these. I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys care about them, but I love it. I love seeing the ratings. B so far, Star Player Bunyard. C minus that. I mean, I can get behind it. Who would I give it to? No, none of these people. Maybe Bunyard, to be fair, actually. Yeah, I think I would too, actually. I can back that. C minus is quite harsh, though. Won the league, obviously. Scottish Cup, didn't end up winning it. Who did end up winning it? I'm curious. It was Aberdeen, who did not knock us out. So, a bit disappointing there. And Viaplay Cup, of course, we won too. And Champions League, gutted to not have won it. And the final is happening in 7 days. I mean, I'm not simulating far enough ahead to tell you about that, if I'm honest. But if I remember, I'll tell you about it next season. Reputation has gone up, which is awesome. Sponsorship revenue's gone up. Broadcast revenue down again. I think that's the second year in a row. Corporate and hospitality up. Competition prize money slightly down, which again surprises me. Maybe from not winning the cup, but we got further in the champion. No idea. And matchday revenue up. Grant, Cavalier, Millwood, Oban, and Farrell with the top shirt sales. Cavalier, Salek, Grant, Millwood, Edenilson, Tillman, Willans, Dredge, Webster, Saleh. No Kaiki in there is outrageous to me. I think he deserves to be in there, but that's just my decision. Salek winning the Fans Player of the Season. I mean, he's had a great year, but beating Greg Grant, that is an accomplishment and a half. Because, by the way, sorry, I forgot to tell you, Greg Grant is in the legend status with me. He's above me, in fact, which makes me so happy because we adore Greg Grant here. He's the only one in the legend status with me. We do have McKinstry and Bruce in icons, and now actually Salek, to be fair. I imagine he's won some awards this season. And then Millwood, Cavalier, Nadnich, Edenilson, and Freeland in the other categories. Can we go back to that? There we go. Young Player of the Season as well, Salek. Signing of the Season, Bunyard, who has been a great signing in the end. Like I told you, he was going to be a good signing. He has proven to be 3.5-star current ability, going up in some stats, like what he brings to the table as a rotation choice. Goal of the season, Gaspar, top goal scorer, Cavalier, Salek. No notice of Greg Grant's amazing work. And I really hope the next season is the last season of the save, just because that would mean we've won the league. But I can't guarantee it, boys and girls. I hope that it does happen, but I don't know. Who has been inducted? Cavalier and Salek have been put onto the bench. Yep. And then Millwood should be in that starting 11 at some point. Freeland probably should be in that starting 11 as well, to be fair, instead of Thomas or Soriano. I don't completely back that team, but I mean, it is what it is. Season review, we've just gone through that, and surely in like 2 clicks we'll be getting the awards to end the season, because that's what you always want to see. You want to see if our players are getting recognised. I'm sure they will, because of course we dominate the league at this point in time every single year, and the last game is taking place right here, right now. Oh, you're finding out. No, I'm not going to. We're paying a lot for him. You're not finding out about him very soon. We're getting hit with a tax bill because we made £19 million. Why did I not spend that money? Well, I didn't know that would happen. I mean, obviously I know taxes are a thing, but we've avoided it. Oh, the financial situation is going downhill. But anyway, so still actually £80 million. Still £80 million. Cannot whinge. The board cannot whinge with me. I'm keeping the finances afloat. It is not the board dealing with it. And to be fair, actually, if we spend all of our... Or maybe it's because the transfers haven't gone across the line yet, technically. They haven't actually arrived at the club. Because, yeah, I've got a couple set up. We spoiler there. Tune into the next episode if you want to see them. But I'm just waiting for the season awards. They should come. Here we are, right here, right now. And St. Mirren get the new record without winning. Oh, a championship title. Okay, I don't care about that. Steele got relegated with Crystal Palace. Sorry, he managed to get Player of the Month at one point, and Onishi also got relegated, but he only made 10 appearances off the bench. But still, they paid him a lot of wages, and I mean, I can't whinge too much. Player of the season is Salek, 15 goals, 15 assists. I mean, I'm not hugely surprised But Greg Grant, man. Yeah. It was a quieter year for him for sure. 17 goals, 9 assists. It's not Greg Grant standard. I can understand it. It kills me to see. But Salak, mate, we knew he was good, and he's proven it here. 15 goals, 15 assists. Hats off to you, mate. Cavalier top goal scorer with Sanchez and Greg. See, Sanchez still came second, and Greg Grant, yeah, mate, it was a dull year from him. And Gaspar, 15 goals, 8 assists. He played a lot of games too. So if that all goes into Greg Grant, it just isn't fit. He's just always tired. And I've got him in half intensity. It doesn't say right now, but I do. I promise I do. A young player of the year goes to Eden Nilsson. I can back that with 10 goals and 7 assists, a very high average rating. Goal of the season goes to Thiago, which is good to see. I'm not going to watch it, but take their word for it. Manager of the season for me. And then lots of our players in the best 11. Greg Grant! Not even in the best 11. Now that is blasphemous. That is not okay. Cavalier, Sanchez, Millward, Eden Nilsson, Salak, Willens, and Webster. Greg Grant does come second in the race for the best player though in both of these, which is good to see. That's what you want to be seeing. And I mean that's all she wrote for the year. I guarantee you, boys and girls, there are going to be some serious interest in our players. As always, wanted, because they are so undervalued across the board in terms of our squad. Like, Greg Grant's the best example I can show you. £27 million. There's no way I'm selling him for £27 million, but it's apparently what he's worth. Bunyard's not a good example, actually, to be fair. Oban is a good example as well. Even, like, £62 million. We paid 87 for him, and he's only gotten better, and we've just about won the Champions League this year. You know, like, I'm not selling him for that much. Cavalier, top goal scorer this season, £20 million. An elite striker, because that's what I'm going to sell an elite striker for. So I don't know if a lot of them will be sold, but definitely a lot of signings this year. Last year was the bringing in money year, and this year is the splashing the cash year to potentially, hopefully, win this Champions League that has been elusive for years. We've finally made it to the semi-final. Let's get into the final. Let's win the whole thing next year. And let's finally end this Queen's Park save on a huge high. I have loved it, but I want to win that Champions League so that we can end it. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Subscribe if you're new around here. Smash the like button if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all later.